Hello, welcome to Learning Every Day with me, Lisa Aaron. This channel will benefit teachers, homeschoolers, and students. Join our learning circle and subscribe. AR sound. R. The AR sound, is a controlled vowel. This sound has two distinct sounds, vowel sound plus R sound. The tongue in the position of a short ah sound. The tip of the center of the tongue are set low inside the bottom teeth. The top of the tongue is nearly even with the top of the bottom teeth. Then you have to move the tongue upward. The midsection of the tongue rises and the sides of the tongue touch the middle teeth. The air travels over the body of the tongue to create the R sound. R. Notice when you see this symbol with the two dots, this is the sound. Took the time to write out everything phonetically so that you could see that it's the R sound. Notice here there's a pirate. The reason why I put the pirate there is because in the 1950s they did a movie, Treasure Island, and the actor did such a good job playing the part that he would go and say R. And from that point on, many people think of a pirate talking in this manner. But that R is the R sound. Today, we are working with words that have the R sound and is known as Bossy R. R-controlled vowel is a vowel that when followed directly by the letter, the R produces an alternate sound. The sound is different because R is in charge. R is also known as Bossy R because the letter R must be in charge of a vowel. When representing AR, making the R sound, I am going to share some of these AR rules. AR usually says R at the end of a one-syllable word that begins with a consonant. Here we have the word bar. The consonant is the B. The vowel is the A, but it changes. The R takes control of the vowel. Instead of saying A, it combines and says R. Notice at the very corner, I have the phonetic spelling of the word bar. And because you see the two dots over the A, you know it's going R. Watch every word in this lesson and you'll see phonetically it's R. Here's the word bar. Car. Far. The horse is far from the barn. See the phonetic? F with the two dots over the A and the R. The word is far. Jar. Star. I want to mention dialect. In particular regions, words are spoken differently. For example, R in the middle of a word can be said as ah at the end of one-syllable words. Again, this is only certain regions of the United States, like Boston, in Massachusetts. It would be charm. If you look in the corner, again, phonetically, I would say it charm. instead of park. If you look in the corner, you see the two dots over the A. So I would say park. Shark. But I would say shark. And again, it would be the R sound. But there are different dialects in the United States, and sometimes people pronounce it slightly different. But the correct way of saying it is R. Shark. Here are some of the rules. When a double R follows a vowel, the R goes off with the next syllable, leaving the short vowel sound of a single R sound, as in carry or marry. Here we have the word arrangement. Arrangement. And look at the top. I've taken the word arrangement and broken the syllables. Arrangements. I don't say arrangements. I say arrangement. There's only one R sound. If you look at the word arrangement, you can see an upside down E. That is the schwa sound. The is the schwa sound. Arrest. Arrest. And if you look to the right, phonetically, you see the upside down E, which is the schwa sound. Arrest. The is the schwa sound. Arrest. That's doing the sound. Arrest. Arrow. Arrow. An ambitious and ruthlessly self-seeking person, especially one who has recently acquired wealth or social status. Arrhythmia. 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 Arrhythmia is an abnormal heartbeat. However, in this drawing is a normal heartbeat. I just wanted to give it as an example. Please understand, arrhythmia is an abnormal heartbeat. Parrot. Parrot. In the word parrot, you see the upside down E. Again, that's the schwa sound. Parrot. You see the upside down E? It's et sound, not parrot. It's parrot. Carrot. 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 You see the upside down E again, the schwa sound. It's not carrots, it's carrots. Carriage. The G makes a J sound because it is followed by an E. Notice to the right, you can see phonetically there is a J. The G becomes a J sound because it is followed by an E. Carriage. AR usually says air before the letter E, such as care. Beware. Beware of the biting dog, the potentially biting dog. Dare. When you challenge somebody, you give them a dare. You dare them to do something. Paraffin. Paraffin is a flammable waxy solid consisting of a mixture of saturated hydrocarbons from petroleum or shale used in candles, cosmetics, polishes, and pesticides. Scare. Scare. Spare. Sometimes you need a spare tire for your car. Spare. Vicariate is a church or parish administered by the Roman Catholic bishop. Vicariate. In some words, the phoneme AR is used as a digraph after the letter W or after the blend QU. It is pronounced with the sound of OR. Here are some examples of words with the letter AR that produce the OR sound. Warm. Warm. Swarm. It's a cluster of bees. It's a grouping of bees. A swarm. Award. Award. Quarter. Quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents in American money. Quarterback, a player positioned behind the center who directs a team's offensive play. Quarterback, the position behind center who directs a football team's offensive play. Quarterback. Quartz. Quartz. Because of the QU, it's an OR sound. Quartz. Quartz is a hard white mineral of silicon dioxide. Quartet, a group of four. Quart means four. Quartet. Wharf. A wharf is a docking area for ships, a level quayside area to which a ship may be moored to load or unload. In some words, the phoneme AR produces the sound of When AR is in an unstressed syllable is pronounced sound. Here, the letter AR is pronounced as Let's take a look. Braggarts. Braggarts. A braggart, a person who boasts about accomplishments or possessions. Buzzard. Buzzard. A buzzard is a type of bird, a large hawk-like bird of prey. They usually clean up dead carcasses. They eat the dead animals. Cowardice. He's afraid to save the boy that's drowning. He's a coward. Cowardness. Mallard. Mallard. A mallard, a type of duck. Males have a dark green head and a white collar. Orchard. Orchard. Here we have an apple orchard. Orchard, it's land with planted fruit trees. Scholarly. The doctor went to med school. He's very scholarly. Summarize. Summarize is to give a brief statement of main points. Summarize. This is when you write something, read something, and you shorten the understanding of what you read. You summarize what the article is about, for example. Wizard. Wizard. Remember that the ER sound, the sound, is usually found at the end of multiple syllable words. Examples. Calendar. At the end of the word, AR is usually pronounced ER. Dollar. Caterpillar. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Collar. The dog is wearing a collar. Grammar. When you write, you put words in order and you use proper punctuation. Grammar. Lunar. Lunar means representing the moon. Lunar. Popular. The baseball player was popular because he helped win the game. Sugar. Sugar. A sweetener substance is sugar. Regular is a definite pattern or reoccurring uniform intervals. Regular. For compound words, you would keep the same pronunciation as if it were two separate words. When working with compound words with AR, you look to see what word AR is in, and you follow the rule for that word that the AR is in. Archway. Archway. This is the Gateway Arch. It's a 630-foot tall monument in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States, known as the Gateway Arch to the West. Artwork. Artwork. Backyard. Backyard. In the back of a house, the yard is called a backyard. Bookmark. To hold your place of where you were reading, you would use a bookmark. Cornstarch. It's a thickener when cooking. Cornstarch. Courtyard. Courtyard. The courtyard is an area that has no roof over it. And inside that gate is the courtyard, a yard that has no covering and is walled off is a courtyard. Dockyard. Dockyard. Firearms. Firearms. Firearm is a weapon which a shot is discharged by gunpowder. Flashcard. Flashcard. Graveyard. A burial ground, especially one beside a church. Graveyard. Starfish. Starfish. Supermarket. Supermarket. Here we have another rule. If the AR is part of a prefix or suffix, it maintains correct pronunciation. Here the prefix is cardio. Cardiovascular. The prefix cardio means cardiovascular exercise. Here we have the word anti-separates. The prefix anti means opposed to. Anti-separates. Anti-separates means opposed to the idea that one group or part of a country should be independent and have its own government. Arthritis. The suffix itis means pertaining to inflammation. Arthritis. Artificial. The suffixficial means pertaining to the surface. Artificial being the machines of AI, artificial intelligence. Arthroscopic. The prefix arthro means joint. Arthroscopic. Debark. The prefix de means denoting to removal. Not everything debarks, usually ships and aircraft only. Debark. Depart. The prefix de means down, away, added to verbs denoting to removal or reversal. When you depart, that could be almost anything, leaving. Bicarbonate. The prefix bi means two. Bicarbonate. Bipartisanship. The prefix bi again means two. You usually have two political parties. Bipartisanship. Carditis. The suffix itis means disease characterized by inflammation. Carditis. It's inflammation of the heart. Starvation. Starvation. The suffix vation means to cause something to take effect or to have energy. When you're in a state of starvation, you're not eating. You become malnourished. You lose your energy from starvation. Some words don't follow design rules. Examples: arachnids. Arachnids are spiders, harvestmen, mites, and ticks. Arachnids have 8 legs and unlike insects, they don't have antennae. Aristocratic, belonging to aristocracy, which is the highest class of certain societies, especially those holding hereditary titles or offices. Aristocratic. Aquarium. Aquarium. Arrogance. 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 It's a feeling of being superior. Earth. We live on planet Earth. Jaguar. Jaguar. Marmalade. Marmalade is a sweet food made from citrus and sugar boiled to a thickness. Paragraph. Paragraph. Writing several sentences on the same topic is a paragraph. Salary. 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 When you get paid from working, you get a salary. When you get a salary, it's not an hourly rate. It is a set wage for the year. Submarine. Submarine. Notice that the R sound counts as one sound. Notice how the R is underlined for readers to indicate that it is a digraph. 2 letters that are representing one sound. The period or dot is an individual sound too, of a consonant. Arm. Barn. B-R-N. AR makes one sound. You're going to hear the AR sound in each word. Listen carefully to each word and read along. Aardvark. Aardvark. Alarm. Alarm. Apartment. A place where some people live. They live in an apartment. Arbitration. Arbitration. An arbitration uses an arbitrator to settle a dispute. Arcade. Here we have a video arcade, but an arcade can also mean a covered passageway with arches along one or both sides. Arctic. Arctic. armor, armor. The knight is wearing armor. Archaeology, archaeology. Archaeology is the study of human history and prehistory through the excavation of sites, analysis of artifacts, and other physical remains. Arboriculture, the art of cultivating, properly managing, and studying individual shrubs, trees, vines, and any other woody plants. Arboriculture. Architectural. Architectural means the practice of designing and constructing buildings. Architectural. Archive. You put something away and you archive it for a period of time. Archive. Arduous. Arduous is something difficult to do. Arduous. Argumentative. Argumentative. Arsenal. Arsenal, a collection of weapons and military equipment stored by the country, person, or group. Arsenal. Arteries. 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 These are tubular, elastic walled vessels that carry blood from the heart through the body. Bark. Bark. It's the noise a dog makes. Barley. Barley. Barley is a cereal grass. Barley is used in malt beverages, breakfast foods, and stock feeds. Barter. It's to make a trade without using money. Bazaar. Bazaar. Bazaar is a market, as in the Middle East, consisting of rows of shops or stalls selling miscellaneous goods. Blarney. Blarney. It's skillful flattery. It's talk that aims to charm, pleasantly flatter, or persuade. Blarney. Carcinogen. Carcinogen. It's something that causes cancer. And here we have a normal cell and a cancerous cell. Carcinogen. Card. Card. Carnival. Carnival. It's a place to ride rides and have fun. Carp. Here we have a large Asian waterfish. A carp can be considered a complaint. Cart. Cart. There are a couple types of carts. Here we have a shopping cart. There's also a horse-drawn type of two-wheeled vehicle that is a cart. Charge. When you plug something in to give it energy, you're giving it a charge. Chart. Here we have a pie chart. Charlie. It's the name of a person. You can call them Charlie. Carnivore. Carnivore. It's someone who eats meat, is a carnivore. A lion is a carnivore. Cartoon. Cartoon. A simple drawing showing the features of its subjects in a humorously exaggerated way, especially a satire one in a newspaper or magazine. Caviar. Caviar. It's processed salted roe of a large fish. Caviar is made from sturgeon. It's salted roe. It's fish eggs. Caviar. Charter. It's a contract, such as a deed or a travel arrangement. Charter. Cartridge. A container holding a spool photographic film or a quality of ink or other items or substance designed for insertion into a mechanism. That's a cartridge. Dark means only a portion of light, transmitting only a portion of light. Darkness is total or near total absence of light, or it can mean gloomy or depressed state or tone. Disheartened. Disheartened is the cause for loss of hope, enthusiasm, or courage. It's a cause to lose spirit. Disheartened. Farm. Farm. Garbage. Garbage. Garden. Garden. Garnish. Garnish. To garnish is to decorate or embellish something, especially food. In this example, there's a garnish of mint. Garment. Garment. Garment is an item of clothing. Guarantee. Guarantee. Guarantee is to make a promise to fulfill conditions. Guard. Guard. Guardian. Guardian. It's when you look over someone. Here we have a guardian angel, but there can be a person look over the well-being of another person. Guitar, guitar. Harbor, harbor, a place on the coast where vessels find shelter from rough water. Hard, hard, it means solid, firm, rigid, and not easily broken, bent, or pierced. Hardwood, hardwood. The floor is made of hardwood. Harm, harm, something dangerous which could cause physical injury. Harp, harp. Heart, heart. Hierarchy, a system or organization where people or groups are ranked one above another. Jargon, words or expressions by a particular profession. Junkyard, junkyard. Kindergarten, kindergarten. Around the age of 5 years old, kids enter public school and go into kindergarten. Large, large. The elephant is larger than the mouse. Large. Largo. Largo is a slow, steady beat. Slow, small tempo. Largo. Larva. Larva. The active, immature form of an insect. Leotard. The girl's one-piece garment made of nylon, which is stretchy. Leotard. Leotard, a close-fitting one-piece garment made of stretchy fabric, typically worn by dancers and people exercising. Lumbar. Lumbar. It's the backbone of the body, is the lumbar. Marbles. Marbles. The glass balls used in games. March. March. There's two types of March. The month of March, which is capitalized. March can also mean when a person moves their feet up and down to march. Marsupial. Marsupial. Marsupial animals carry their babies in a pouch. Here is a koala bear and a kangaroo. Opossums are marsupial too. Narcissism. 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 Narcissism is excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance. Parmesan. Parmesan is a type of cheese. Parsley. Parsley. Particle. Particle. A minute portion of matter, or the least possible amount. Particle. Party. Party. Pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical, relating to medical drugs or their preparation, use, or sale. Pharmaceutical. Radar. Radar, a system used to detect the presence, direction, distance of aircraft, ships, and other objects. Registrar, official responsible for keeping official records. Radar. Registrar. Registrar. Samovar. Samovar. A samovar is a metal urn, often of brass, with a spigot near its base, widely used in Russia to boil water for tea. Sarcasm. Sarcasm is the use of irony to mock or convey contempt. If you really don't like someone and try to make fun of them, you would be sarcastic. You are being sarcastic. Scar. He has a scar on his face. Scar. Scarf. Scarf. Sharp. Sharp. Each of the blades here or needle is sharp. Smart. Smart. Sonar. Sonar. Sonar, a system for detection of objects underwater. Spark. Spark. A small fiery particle thrown off from a fire, a spark of energy. A spark of electricity, explosion startled by a fire. A striking together two hard surfaces such as metal or stone to create a spark. Start. They're at the race and they're at the start line. Start. Startle. Startle. Cause a person or animal to feel a sudden shock or alarm. Startle. Tardy. When you're late, you're tardy. Tardy. Delayed beyond the right or expected time. Target. Target. Tart. Tart. An open pastry case containing a filling. Type of dessert. Tart. Telemarketing. Telemarketing. A process of selling products or services over the phone. Yarn. Yarn. Now it is your turn to read the AR sounds in each word. I've enjoyed learning with you. If this was helpful, subscribe for future videos. Here are some educational books by myself, Lisa Aaron, available on Amazon. Support Learning Every Day with Lisa Aaron through Patreon. Patreon.com/LearningEverydayLA.